He used to be the great sage of equaling heaven who reigned supreme in the three realms. He beat 100,000 heavenly soldiers to pieces, but now he was trampled underfoot by a little demon king. Why did the former great sage Monkey King become so weak? It turned out that 500 years ago, he made a lot of trouble in the Tiangong, and was finally suppressed by the Tathagata at the foot of Wizzy Mountain. Although he broke the seal now, his mana was still sealed by the old Tathagata. Is it enough that I've been sleepy on your back for 500 years? Monkey King Kishin is the one who came out of the great sage. His name is Janglua. It turns out that in the past few hundred years, demons and monsters have been rampant in the world. Janglua's mother jumped off the cliff to protect her, but Janglua survived the hardship and was adopted by an old monk. In his childhood, Janglua had been listening to the story of Monkey King, and he often fantasized that he could also become a hero of the world. Drive away those demon masters and let him meditate and recite scriptures, but Janglua is not interested. We're throwing masks all over the place and we can't scare them away. Janglua wanted to learn how to fight the mountain demon with fists and feet, but what was waiting for him was a blow to the head. The master warned him that a monk should save all sentient beings and start from small things. Although the master said the truth, Janglua did not agree that he wanted to become the great sage equaling heaven. Beat all the monsters, don't you know that you like the great sage of the southwest? Deduct 1 if you like it, deduct 2 if you don't. At this moment, the mountain attacked in a big way, and the place where the lock was locked was a mess. Their purpose is to capture virgins and girls to make alchemy for the demon king. After eating, Janglua, who was still a child here, actually rescued a little girl from the mountainside. Seeing that the mountainside was chasing after him, Janglua could only run away desperately, which also made him and his master separate. Chased by the mountainside, Janglua ran into a cave in a panic, but accidentally untied the seal of the Tathagata and released the Monkey King. Are you really the Monkey King? So what? Janglua couldn't believe it, so he followed the great sage closely behind him. Great sage, where is your golden hoop? Ouch, look at which way your little brat Twitter is going. The great sage was about to collapse. He wanted to get rid of this little brat, but he found that no matter where he ran, he could find him. Great street. But at this moment, the mountain god who was guarding the great sage Monkey King came over. Zhuang Chuangsheng's magic power was sealed and began to ridicule, but he didn't expect that the great sage would lose face, and just walked away. In the next second, the mountain god jumped and directly blocked the way of the great sage. If he used to be able to kill the mountain god with one finger, but now that the mana is blocked, he can only keep dodging. At this moment, the great sage discovered the spell behind the mountain god. As long as he could defeat the opponent next, the mountain god did not give him a chance at all. At the critical moment, Janglua decided to help the great sage. He secretly ran behind the mountain god and took the spell. In this way, Janglua saved Dosheng, and the Dosheng also decided to help Janglua send them home. But on the way, they met a fat monk who stole fish to eat. Do you know who he is? That's right, he is Zhubai. Seeing that his oo was being stolen, Janglua stepped forward to stop it. This was the great sage Sun Wukong. Now, look at his straight hair is still the great sage Monkey King. The dignified great sage Monkey King was actually mocked by a fat pig, and he wanted to teach him a lesson. As a result, the great sage reminded him of his past memories within a second. It turned out that 500 years ago, the great sage used this trick to beat him to the mortal world, so Bajie followed them on the road. And Janglua still can't believe that the legendary martial Tianping turned into a pig's loin. At night, they saw an inn preparing to stay overnight. The first time the proprietress tried not to wear underwear, it was to take care of her boyfriend who was 3 days pregnant. And just as they were about to go to bed, a pig broke in, ran directly into the kitchen, and pulled a norito on the head of the proprietress's pregnant boyfriend. Along with the pork came a little monk with a little girl on his back and a monkey. In fact, the proprietress and her boyfriend are not human, but the demon king's subordinates. Their purpose is to steal this little girl. The big holy fire had bright eyes. Although he saw that they were all monsters, he didn't say much, but let Janglua go to bed quickly. But at this time, Zhubai was a little hungry, so he wanted to go to the kitchen to find something to eat, but he was accidentally knocked out and wanted to sneak up on his shop assistant. At this time, the proprietress heard the sound and opened the door directly. In order not to be discovered, Bajie could only become a shop assistant. But he didn't expect it to make him realize that the lady boss is actually a monster. Seeing that the other party is so disgusting, Bajie can't stand it. In order not to expose him, he turned around and wanted to leave, but was stopped. As a result, she couldn't bear it any more in the next second. Changed back to its original form. You bastard, how dare you play me and kick it out with 1 foot in a critical moment. It turned out to be the great sage, but at this moment, another group of mountain monsters appeared. Their target was the little girl. The great sage, whose mana was sealed, could only fight and retreat. They ran to the river and wanted to take a boat to leave, but the monsters were in hot pursuit. Although the great holy mana was sealed, they still beat them to the ground. But at this moment, a powerful demon force came, and it turned out to be the demon king. He grabbed the little girl and threw the Monkey King doll in his hand directly into the lake. What? When the great sage Monkey King saw someone insulting his idol, Janglua bit him on the leg, but was kicked out. At the critical moment, the great sage picked up a bamboo pole and rushed up directly, but the great sage who had no mana was not his opponent at all. You have today too. For some reason, the demon king did not kill them, but returned to the shore with the little girl. When the great saint and the others woke up again, they had been washed to the shore by the river. Janglua begged the great sage to save the little girl, but the great victory without mana has lost his courage. Great sage, I did something wrong, I can't control it. The defeated great sage felt that he could not save anyone. Humphrey, I'm going to save him. The collapse of the little master's belief is unacceptable for an 8-year-old child. Zhang Liuer cried very sadly, and at this moment, he met 2 mountain demons, so he followed them to the Demon King's cave. At this time, the Demon King was preparing to refine elixir with boys and girls. But in the end, Zhang Liuer was found at a critical moment. The mountain's eye was directly hit by a stick. It turned out that the master had come, and he had been looking for Zhang Liuer. Are you okay? As soon as the master and apprentice got together, they fell directly. As a result, they found the boy and girl who had been captured by accident, and destroyed the Demon King's pill furnace. He Wang was angry, and directly activated his mana, and instantly came to Zhang Liuer. Some call him the Great Sage equaling heaven, some call him Sun Wukong, and some call him Fighting Saint Buddha. But now, he was trampled under his feet and called a dead monkey, so you have today. In order to wash away the shame, the Great Sage roared. He wanted to break the seal of the Tathagata and restore his mana, but no matter how hard he struggled, he couldn't open it. At this moment, Zhang Liuer's voice, Great Sage, rang out in his ears. Let's go and save the duckling 2 buds, Great Sage. You see, I have a Monkey King here, okay? With it protecting you, there is nothing to be afraid of. In Zhang Liuer's heart, Monkey King is the most powerful, but he is hiding here because he lost his mana. In the past, his body was like black iron, his fiery eyes were immortal, and he would change into a somersault cloud at 72, which is 8,000 miles of time. In her whole life, no matter how powerful an enemy she encountered, she never flinched. But now he was humiliated by a little Demon King. Even without mana, so what? She is still the Great Sage of Monkey King, Lao Zhu, to follow me. On the other side, Loi Guang was about to kill Zhang Liuer. What about the coward Sun Wukong? We are not cowards. At the moment of crisis, a dragon appeared and knocked the Demon King flying. At this moment, a fog suddenly appeared, and a figure came out from it. It's the great holy monster, you've got a big deal on your hands. As a result, he was beaten back to his original shape by the Demon King in the next second. The Great Sage launched an attack, but was blocked by the Demon King's palm. The Great Sage without mana is not the opponent of the Demon King at all. But no matter how many times he was knocked down, he would stand up to protect these children. Don't get close to the big bus Demon King and jumped up, came directly behind the Great Sage, and then cast his mana, knocking the Great Sage flying again. Seeing that he couldn't kill the opponent no matter what, he wanted Wang to be angry. A hand gripped his leg tightly as he approached the children again. The Great Sage threw a punch and directly knocked the Medicine King off the cliff. But I didn't expect that the Demon King did not die, but showed his true body. As the Tengu ate the sun, his mana doubled. Seeing this giant monster, everyone was so frightened that they ran away and the monster chased after them. In order to protect them, they rushed over, but they were hit by the monster's full strength. Hit. The badly wounded Great Sage was nailed to the wall. Seeing this scene, Zhang Liuer rushed over. He wants to protect the Great Sage, and in order to lure away the monsters, he uses his body as bait, just to give the Great Sage a chance of life. But how can mortals fight monsters with one key? At this time, the Great Sage rushed towards Zhang Liuer desperately, trying to save him, but in the end he was still a step behind. The Great Sage stood up again and found Zhang Liuer's puppet in the ruins. He desperately lifted the stone, just to find Zhang Liuer. Finally, he found those little hands, but it was too late. The Great Sage was grief-stricken. After a roar, the sage picked up the doll and put it in Zhang Liuer's hand. He wanted to avenge her, so he stood up and walked forward step by step. The seal of the Tathagata was also broken with his unyielding will. The former Monkey King has returned. I saw her lava armor, waving flames into a robe. At this time, the big holy fire had golden eyes, and he took out the wishful golden hoop stick from his ear. Looking at the monster who didn't know whether to live or die, he waved it lightly, and the sky collapsed in an instant. The monster was not his opponent at all. At the end of the movie, the monsters were destroyed, and these children were finally rescued. I believe that there is a great sage who lives in the heart of everyone.